This episode of the Kill Innovations podcast is brought to you by listeners like you. You can become a supporter by visiting shop.philmckinney.com. Your support helps defray the cost to produce, host, and stream the show. As always, any profits are donated to charities such as hackingautism.org. I'm Phil McKinney, and this is the Kill Innovations Podcast, a show about ideas, creativity, and innovation. It just might happen while you're taking your morning shower, or maybe you're in the middle of the morning commute, when a flash of creativity strikes. A great idea for a mobile app, a way to hack your IKEA bookshelf to solve a pressing storage problem, or a brand new business idea. Why does it seem like our best ideas come when we are doing absolutely nothing? The idea that boredom is somehow a catalyst for creativity is not as crazy as it sounds. Researchers at Penn State University ask subjects to watch a video and then attempt two creative tasks. Those who watched a boring video performed better on creativity tests involving word association than those who watched videos evoking happy, relaxing, or stressful emotions. This kind of argues against running that motivational video just prior to your brainstorming session. As one study doesn't prove a theory, a second study at the University of Central Lancashire provided more evidence for the phenomenon of boredom-driven creativity by asking one group of participants to copy numbers out of a phone book, while a control group did their normal tasks. Then, each member of the study was asked to come up with as many ways as possible to utilize two plastic cups. The group forced to do the menial, boring task of copying phone numbers outperformed the control group in creativity. The interesting part is when researchers changed the task to passively reading out of the phone book, the rough equivalent of hearing someone drone on in a monotone voice at your typical meeting, the subjects were even more creative than those who performed the active task of copying numbers. What is it about boredom that leads to creativity? Why is it that our best ideas come to us when we are in the middle of cleaning the bathroom or mowing the yard? One theory is that boredom is motivating. When you're bored, it reminds you of your desires to do something more or something different, or better than what you're currently doing. In other words, boredom can help motivate you to change your life and pursue activities that are more stimulating. And beyond that, boredom encourages daydreaming. When you let your mind wander, it can lead to interesting connections between seemingly disparate ideas or novel solutions to problems that you wouldn't have thought of if you weren't constantly engaged in activities that held your full attention. The connection between boredom and creativity is borne out in the real world. In 1905, a then unknown Albert Einstein wrote his 4 groundbreaking papers on the theory of relativity, the photoelectric effect, the mass equivalence relation, now known as the famous E=mc², and the Brownian motion of particles. Einstein's ideas, which now form the basis of modern technology and scientific understanding, were enormous creative leaps in thinking so advanced that other scientists initially thought they were completely ridiculous. And he came up with all of them while working a boring, menial job at the patent office. Many writers and artists swear by the practice of cutting themselves off from opportunities to entertain or distract themselves. They disconnect from the internet, they lock themselves in a room with completely blank walls, or force themselves to perform dull, repetitive tasks in order to call forth their creative muse. Take a page out of their book. When you next find yourself bored, let your mind wander. Resist the urge to check Facebook or play a game on your phone, and consider using programs to block those distractions when you're really trying to get creative. You can even mimic the above-mentioned studies by giving yourself a boring task like counting your ceiling tiles. You never know what brilliant and inspiring idea you may come up with by depriving your brain of engaging external stimulation. If you're a supporter of the podcast, thank you. It's your support that helps keep the podcast going. If you're interested in becoming a supporter, visit shop.philmckinney.com. If you enjoyed today's show, you can subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, and you can find all the links and resources from this episode, along with every other episode going back to 2005, over at philmckinney.com. Just click on podcast. I would love to hear your feedback on anything at all, such as the new format for the show, on topics, or questions you would like for me to answer, or even guests you would like for me to interview. Ping me on Twitter at Phil McKinney, all one word, or you can catch me on Facebook and LinkedIn. You can find the links to all the social media places I hang out on philmckinney.com. As always, thanks for listening.